Alrighty, YouTube, JV here. I guess this will be part 4 of my long leaf vacuum build. So, as you can see, I've mostly finished it, I'll say. Been using it. Works pretty good. I probably need to find a way to tighten this because it's rubbing up against the wheel. But you can see they're fairly compact down in there. But yeah, I decided I was originally going to build all 4 wooden walls. My dad had this idea to this old netting I had. And I just put 2 posts back up there, and that's worked really well. It saved a lot of time and things a lot lighter. But I built this big wooden wall, these 2 pieces, just put them together, these boards, and then screw them together. Drill this big hole here, and then to secure them, because the bar end of there, I took like this little L-shaped thingy. You can kind of see the part of it, and it runs down to there. That's what holds the wall up. But, so yeah, I ran that back there, secure these 2x4s, then just use staples to hold all this netting down. Before I forget, the door on the back is basically this stapled on one side, and I have these little wire things. I just undo that, and it'll just pull out like a door, and it'll empty out, so that's pretty simple. Then I had these strips of aluminum, really bendable, drilled a hole, and ran them down. That's what helps support this front wall. But so far I'm pleased. There's the other part of the tube that hooks onto my deck. Problem is, one of my main problems is this right here. I had this first of all, I had this towel thing I made into a tube. It didn't work because when it turned, it'd kink and it'd clog. So I had this other piece of ductwork. It was too small, so I went and bought this one. You need to buy a proper plastic hose for long leaf vacuums or something like that. The problem is I can't find Home Depot. They only sell 4 inch. This is 7 inch. So I don't know. I probably have to order one online. I just didn't feel like waiting. That's my main thing. Want to see if it'd work. But I got this, and the stuff will uncoil if it's pulled too far. So be careful. But I mainly just stapled that down and to prevent it from pulling and uncoiling. Ooh, snap! I need to basically here. Hold on a second here. Sorry, okay. For uncoiling, I tied this rope around here, and then I use this bungee cord, and I'll anchor this to the seat on my lawnmower, and that'll keep it steady, so it doesn't really pull it out and stretch it. It mainly flexes the main tube. Then I also have another bungee cord that I run off that little spoke right there and hook on there, and that helps keep it in place. Because normally this thing would run back and have the hole with support, but. Yeah, it works pretty good. I'll put in a separate video, some footage of it working. It's just onboard footage, so I'll try to get a better video of somebody actually filming it for me. But one thing I never covered properly in the other video is the axle. The axle is a piece of 5/8 inch shaft I got from Home Depot, 36 inches long. I drilled a hole in there for the pin. You need a really good drill bit to do that. It's hard. You have to kind of cut, flatten out a little spot to do it. Then just went to Tractor Supply and got these 13 inch pneumatic wheel and tire, and then with a 5/8 shaft. And then what I had to do, because the shaft wasn't long enough, one piece 36 inch. First of all, I ran it through those little pieces right there on it. I had to drill a hole for it. Make sure you have a good drill bit again, because my drill was dull. It took me forever. I had to cut that little bit off. That's why it's hanging off the other end. But you can see it. To join the two, I took a 1/2 inch by 4 inch pipe nipple. And I basically I kind of filed out some of the burrs on the inside, and they slid perfectly together. And then I welded them up. And then once I got the axle all centered, I welded them in right there. I left 4.5 inches on each side, just so if I needed to put any big wheels, I took this little piece of aluminum bar to space it. So it's pretty simple, worked good. That's the only thing I really had to buy for this, actually. Yeah, that and that piece of duct work, but you might have that laying around for all you know. That was $10, so not that bad. But my main problem now is, if it's not this, is my hitch. At the time I still don't. I don't have any proper steel to build a good hitch, and I didn't really have the money at the time to go out and buy anything. So I used this piece of thing right here, and some pieces of angle iron for cross brace. Those broke off. And then I used this U-bolt, which I had this big flat washer. I welded down the end and tightened it down. That's the only thing holding this, because it goes up against that board and it stays. But I mean, this thing has just so much, this thing had just so much flex in it. I really got to fix that whenever I get a chance. I either need to like run a bar down through there, which is probably what I'll end up doing, but that'll be a separate video. But for right now it works. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a big bar and run into there. So yeah, but other than that, it works pretty good. Have to watch it when you're turning, because I still haven't got a piece of proper tube. Once I get a proper tube, it won't be that big of a deal. So, but yeah, it works pretty well. It can hold a lot of leaves. I've done several passes with it, and it cleans pretty well. So, I mean, like I said, I get more footage of it doing that. But so far, I guess I would say I'm overall pleased. The biggest thing I wanted to get at with this was the fact, one man's trash, another man's treasure, and, save stuff because it will have a purpose. I built the whole frame and everything out of an old part of a weightlifting machine I found by a dumpster. And, I mean, you can go to the scrapyard and find those things. I mean, you could probably get some really cheap. I basically cut that up with like a $10 angle grinder from Harbor Freight, and like a $1.50 cutting disc. So, I didn't really use any fancy tools other than that. I mean, I use like a table saw to cut out the wood, but you can use any type of saw, even a hand saw if you come down to it. But that's really where I wanted to get at with that. I mean, so far it works good. The only thing I've had to buy is the wheels and axle. So, and those only cost me like, I think, about like $45-ish. So that was not bad. Can compare, the professional ones, can range upwards of over $1,000. So I'm pleased, but I have some more videos to come, some videos of a demolition derby I'm gonna upload if you'll find that interesting. So, alright, well, I will talk to y'all in the next video. Adios.